What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast, and if on the West Coast, get up! The early bird gets the worm, and I do apologize for the slight delay. I had to turn my Mac off and turn it back on because it was doing dumb-ish. So I mean, you guys kind of know how that goes. But today, actually, it reset all my stuff on Chrome. So what really happened? Um, and now I got to pull all my stuff back up on Google. But on the day's episode, I'm going to do a reaction video. Um, and it's called Wakanda Forever is Stupid. So, oh boy. And I said I was actually going to do this as a video and upload it. But today I'm going to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. I got an early ticket. I got an early ticket for tomorrow too. So I'll be seeing it back to back, which I was going to do anyway. I was going to see it twice, maybe 3 times, maybe 10 times. I don't know. But, just like when they recast T'Challa, they're going to get my money. You know what I mean? They are going to get my money. So I'm going to go see that today. So I think the video was like 25 minutes. So it's going to be the normal time. If you're just new to watching the channel, watching my live streams in the morning, just be prepared. Just boy, be prepared for what I got going on. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. But you already know what it is. The real question is, all right. And before I get started, I want to say something because especially if you follow me on Instagram, um, the young lady that was shot by a cop, um, Sonya Massey. Um, I need my followers. I don't really try to bring up, you know, I can't help when it comes to police shootings. I can't. Um, and if you're new to the channel, one day I would discuss that. But Sonya Massey is the young lady who was killed by the deputy officer when she was trying to put down a pot of water that he told her to put down. Or he told her to get off the stove. Um, Please keep that family in your prayers. And honestly, when are we going to stop fighting against political parties? Because it's not even about policies or whatever anymore. Y'all want a red and blue blood and crip over Republicans and Democrats while there's no legislation being passed, especially especially for black people. You know what I mean? You got an anti-Asian hate bill. You have the Jewish bill. Where's the black bill? Because honestly, I'm getting tired of marching. I marched for George Floyd. I've been doing activist work ever since I was in high school. After a good friend of mine named Justice Stanley was murdered, so I've been doing activist work in my neighborhood for years. But I'm also tired of marching, and I'm tired of getting up and down, and I'm tired of saying chants and all of that stuff when there's no real work being done. So besides keeping your thoughts and prayers in that family's, the thoughts and prayers to that family, also think about when you go to the polls and you're looking at your local election, how does those things affect you? And do we still see this type of thing continue to happen without any real repercussions on the day that it happens? So just wanted to get that out there. Please keep that young lady's family in your prayers. And yeah, man, I'm just, I personally just couldn't go and without saying something about this young lady. You know what I mean? So If you got a problem with it, it's probably not the channel for you. Because I will continue to use my platform. You know what I'm saying? To when these issues come up, and even when these issues don't come up, we still got to talk about. We still got to talk about them. All right, let's get to who's all in the chat right now, and then we're gonna get to the video at question. You know what I mean? Wakanda Forever is really dumb. This is what and this one got 44,000 views. So yeah. But what's up, Groovy Feet? What's up? What's up? Yeah, you're new to the channel. You're new. You're new to the live streams. You know what I mean? Junior Network. What's up? What's up? What's up? But good morning to you, SNL. I don't know how to pronounce. I was SKNL. Yeah, I don't know what that stands for, honestly. But good morning to you, and good morning, Junior Network. Good morning, Tracy Wood. What took you those? I'm glad you've been up since 6 a.m. I do my show at 7:30, and I get on when I get on. I try to do it. I try to get at least a 2-minute buffer to get people in here. And what you don't know about live streaming on YouTube is that if you cuss in the first 2 minutes of your video and you're monetized, you can automatically get demonetized. So I let a couple minutes play, get out. And just in case, I let some words fly. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, it's you be up too early. What's up, Wavy Don Juan? What's going on? Aisha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, I know. I'll see you later. I will see you later. You say, yeah, everybody's up early. You know what I mean? Everybody's up early. Majid Khan, what is up? What's up? What's up, Blue? What is good? Answer to the question of the thumbnail, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we do. We need an anti-black hate crime bill. Most definitely. Most definitely. What's up, James Willis? What's up? My man, Andre. Where is in the house? What is up? Yeah, I'm glad you in the chat too. I'm glad you in the chat. Walking in with my dragon, greeting to all the Noble Dre and all ye followers, members of this chat. Well, hey, look, we've been doing the House of the Dragon thing since yesterday. So, I'm Damon Targaryen. So, yeah, I'm going to go see it at 3. So as soon as I get off here, I'm going to bed. So yes, I will go see it, and I will have a video for you guys when I get off of work. And then I'm going to go see it again. It is nice to meet you, Sam. Cornelius, don't call me Corn. What is up? Good morning. Good morning. Greetings to all. Greetings to all thee in the castle. All right, let's get to it. Everybody going at 3 for me too. All right. Let's get to this video. I'm not going to lie. I've been kind of waiting to watch this. I haven't seen near piece of this. When I say near, I literally mean near piece of this video. So we are going to watch this together. Matter of fact, let me make myself a little bigger than that. Matter of fact, do I want to do? No, I don't want to do. I don't like that angle. Let's do this. Right there we go. There we go. I'm definitely going to go see it tonight. Yes, I will be at the movies at 3. So I gotta get as soon as I get off of here, I'm getting up and getting up, lining my son up, and then I'm going to bed, and then I'm waking up at 1:30, get ready, got my Deadpool and Wolverine shirt ready, and let's freaking go. All right, let's get into this video. It's 25 minutes. I think this is the friend of the. Have you seen my Black Panther? The Black Panther was a good video. I think this is the friend of the guy. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. But let's go. Let's get into it.
With a couple friends, one of which people who follow the channel already know of, and another one named Stir. SK has already made a video on Black Panther 1 and the many issues present within that movie, and as someone who liked Wakanda Forever when I first watched it, then rewatched it and realized okay, this movie's got some big problems. Then rewatched it again a couple days ago, and I realized it's got even more problems. So I decided to make a follow-up video to SK's going through the movie. Remember, if you disagree with anything said in this video, you can come on to my Disagreement Day streams hosted by me and SK every week or so. Make sure to join my Discord in the description to stay updated on when we do them, or you can join my Discord and DM me about it. And before I'm called racist in my comment section for disliking this movie, I need you all to remember something.
He gotta be mixed. That's what I think. He gotta be mixed, bro. This man.
Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian. That don't matter. If you've been following my channel, I have watched this movie when it came to the theaters to react to it, and I had to go watch it again because I could not react to it because I was crying so hard at the beginning of that movie because of the image that they produce in the beginning of that movie, and I could not. The first 30 minutes, I could not stop crying because my whole big thing is they shouldn't have, used a real life tragedy in that movie, and it was so heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking. I could not finish that movie, so I had to go watch it again to kind of give a, okay, I got over the initial feelings about how I felt. You know what I mean? Let's get to actually watching the movie and critiquing the movie as a movie. And I've always said, it's a good movie, a horrible Black Panther movie. Horrible. Good movie. If it wasn't called Black Panther Wakanda Forever, then it'll be all right. It'll be cool. But since it's called Black Panther Wakanda Forever, it's a terrible movie. It's a terrible Black Panther movie. Let me keep going.
Man, the kid got nostrils like you can't tell me he's not mixed. That's a nigga right there. Those are nigga nostrils. Daddy or mom gotta be black, bro. Those are nigga nostrils. I know double A when I see them. Those are nigga nostrils. His dad or his mom is black. Whether or not he chooses to admit it or identify as such, those are nigga nostrils.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I got. Oh, let me turn this down too. I'm just noticing my music is a little. I can hear it more in my headphones than I can his video. So let me turn it down. Not gonna lie, let me shut up. I'm not dissing dude or whatever. I just wouldn't. I don't. Around white folks that's cool with me. My white friends. We ain't about to go the N-word back and forth. See, I mean, that's just me though. I'm not knocking him. That's just me. So I had to skip past that part. I wasn't feeling that. Just being real. But let's get to the video. Let's get into it piece by piece. Yeah.
Want a new career but don't have experience?
Jeez, that always does that.
Are talking, and he immediately starts acting hostile for absolutely no reason.
Okay, let me go back a little bit.
Moore pulls up on a beach where the Queen and Shuri are talking, and he immediately starts acting hostile for absolutely no reason. He immediately tries to force Wakanda into doing something that's completely unreasonable in helping him kill this scientist. And there are multiple problems with this character already. First of all, what does getting the scientist from America even accomplish for Namor? He is genuinely so stupid that he believes that they wouldn't back up the blueprints for the fucking device. And why don't Shuri or Ramonda appeal to this simple logic either? And on top of that, Namor threatening to wage war with Wakanda could not only get the government involved, but also the fucking Avengers, which easily would get Namor and his people discovered. Then,
hey, he's not when you go back and you watch it's your network for show. I don't play those games. I personally, I don't play them type of games. I'm too old and I've seen stuff. I don't play those games. Jesus Christ. But I always saw like Namor coming on there threatening Wakanda to go get the scientist who's found vibranium where you're at. Did not make. What does that have to do? And the Sokovia Accords. Like, you know what I mean? We're still under the sanction of the UN because remember, that's what T'Chaka wanted. So wouldn't Shuri go back and tell, Agent Ross or the UN or the Avengers? I mean, even though the Avengers kind of broken up, right? Somebody's left. Bring Smart Hulk over with his one arm. Somebody's left. It's just that never made sense to me.
And he tells them not to spread the word to anyone outside of Wakanda, not realizing that all it would take is one stupid kid within Wakanda with access to a cell phone to get him exposed. I think the line of him saying anyone outside of Wakanda can't know is a bit of a nitpick, but it's just a weird line of dialogue because if one person from Wakanda spreads the word, that just, But anyways, I don't mind Wakanda not calling the Avengers currently at this point in the movie. But later in the movie, this will become a massive issue. But to top this part of the movie off with another massive issue in the world building, the vibranium detectors have literally already been established a year before the events of this damn movie. In WandaVision, it's established that they have the capabilities to detect vibranium. So how am I supposed to believe that this hasn't been used by the US government already?
Exactly. Like there's so many plot holes. When I went back and watched it the second time and I actually watched it without the emotions, without anything, just watched it as a movie, I was like, this does not make sense. Especially since I literally watch everything that comes out of Marvel. I mean, watch everything. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, they already did this in WandaVision. But, here we go.
Throughout the course of a whole year. Then on to the next part where we see the Talaconians. I don't know if that's how you refer to them plurally, so for the duration of this video, I'm just going to call them the water people.
We should find the fishman and kill him.
Anyways, this doesn't necessarily fall onto Namor, but it does fall onto the people in his culture who have the exact same goals as him. They pull up on Shuri, Riri, and Okoye on this bridge after this chase. First of all, how the hell did these guys even find them right now? Second of all these people are genuinely so brain dead that they want to stay hidden, yet this guy drags out a fight for a long time, which prolongs him being there, which further risks them being discovered by the government.
And I don't know if he's going to point out, he's on a busy intersection. Aren't there cameras on this intersection? Aren't there cameras that's going to be posted around some of those lights? You know what I mean? Like you've seen a gigantic blue whale come out of the water and jump on the bridge, and you don't want to get discovered? Like
drones, satellites, or the police. And
hey, look, Blue, I was way too emotional the first time I watched this to even point out some of the just clear plot holes in this movie.
As Okoye starts the fight with the other water people, this big guy is just sitting there in the back, literally just standing there. Then he tries to kill Riri after Okoye already beat all the other water people. Like, what the fuck? Your whole mission is to kill the scientist and to stay hidden. You're doing a terrible job on both fronts. How fucking stupid are you? This is also plot armor for Okoye because she should also be dead right now if it wasn't for
facts.
This guy being a moron. Then Shuri wakes up and asks for both her and Riri to be taken to Namor alive. But why do these people accept it? Like, genuinely, why? As soon as Shuri asked, they're just like, oh, yeah, okay. They were completely fine with killing her a second ago, and now they have a sudden change of heart for what the film shows as little to no reason. They don't know if this is a trap. They don't know if Shuri or Riri or Okoye are being tracked right now. So
I'm telling you, this movie is not a good Black Panther movie at all. The crazy part of this is that Shuri's smart enough to know they establish her character to be a genius. They literally try to make her smarter than Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. You know what I mean? Because remember when she got, when in Infinity War, when she had Vision, in the chair that was trying to take out the Mind Stone, it was the Mind Stone, and she's literally like, why you didn't do this, and like, we didn't even think of that, but you wasn't thinking. You got approached by a guy out of the water. He's looking to kill this scientist. You find a scientist. You didn't plan for these people to pull up on you? No. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sam.
This change of heart just comes completely out of nowhere, and it's a high risk. And they don't even take off her Kimoyo beads, which is how Wakanda is able to track them later. Okay, never mind. As I was editing this video, I went through back the scene and I saw that they actually did remove her Kimoyo beads. However, they did not remove her earrings or things on her that could be tracked, which is how the Queen finds Shuri. So it's still stupid. Then we get into Namor's backstory, the reason behind his motives and his grand reason for becoming a villain and wanting to wage war against not only Wakanda, but the entire fucking world. And this reason is, drumroll please, slavery.
Oh snap! Here we go again. I mean, okay, before he gets
hundreds of years again.
Let's go back, and I'm going to point out the parallels of Namor and Killmonger. The parallels is that their people, foundational Black Americans is basically, the way he was raised. He was raised like a foundational Black American because in an untold story, or basically in the Wakanda Files, you find out that Njobu's, Killmonger's dad's, his girlfriend at the time was a foundational Black American, right? And when he got over there, he met her, all the things that was going on in Oakland at the time, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Fight for freedom. And, because we went through those atrocities, slavery, Jim Crow, all of that built up Killmonger, and people felt Killmonger. Well, Ryan Coogler, being who he is, not writing a good Black Panther story, doubled down and did it again with Namor. This is why this movie is not a good movie. It's a terrible Black Panther story, because all you did was rinse and repeat what you did in the first movie. You just added extra ingredients. You literally just took one scene for Avengers versus X-Men, and when Namor flooded Wakanda, they didn't give any of the gravitas of why that was important. Why that scene in Avengers versus X-Men is so iconic at that particular time. And the biggest thing of them all is that T'Challa's not there. Let's keep going.
Against the service world, and is willing to go through with everything I mentioned earlier because he's too stupid to understand how much the world has changed since then. He thinks just them being discovered will cause the world to wage war with them and invade them, and he thinks it's the same with Wakanda, despite the fact that not only have the aliens teamed up with humans to save the fucking world, but so is Wakanda, and not a single person in his society challenges this idea, which could have been interesting, but guess what? Other than a basic backstory of how they came to be and what they do now, we get literally nothing that explores their culture with any kind of depth. And
exactly, and that's the same thing that I said about Wakanda. Wakanda is a kingdom. It's a monarchy. It should be like Game of Thrones, except without the incest. It should be like that, but it's not. And it would have been a way better story if you would have seen people within the kingdom trying to vie for the throne. Why the throne of Wakanda is so important, instead of whatever Ryan Coogler tried to make out of this. For one, Wakanda wouldn't be with the UN trying to negotiate anything. You know what I mean? The reason why Namor and Black Panther has so many problems is because you're literally two kings trying to protect their kingdom. That's why they have beef. They're damn near the same person, except one's very highly intelligent, one flies with his feet. I wish I could fly with my feet. I would never buy gas.
On top of that, Wakanda has been public knowledge to not only the government, but the entire world for 8+ years now.
Dumb.
And nobody has invaded Wakanda except for literal aliens that have nothing to do with what this world wants. But guess what? Even in that case, Wakanda was quite literally aiding and teaming up with the fucking Avengers. And not only that, but how does Namor simultaneously think that he can take on the entire world in a war, but at the same time he's scared of slavery and is willing to start a war with Wakanda for little to no reason, and the only reason we get, which I've gone over earlier, is completely fucking brain dead and would risk his society being discovered anyway. Strategic fucking genius. And the defenses I've heard for this are there's something. The first comment we see here: White dude. Okay. Didn't know the color of your skin mattered when you're criticizing a movie, but we'll run with it. I think that Namor believed the the vibranium recently and didn't know the US had already made one back in WandaVision. Him holding onto that grudge of the surface world isn't that unreasonable, considering he would be alive to see humanity would be like from the 1500s to now.
I mean, they just pulled, like, if you really think about it, Namor he travels from basically what? The Gulf of Mexico to Wakanda. Do you know Wakanda is literally on the other? I mean, they're in the Atlantic. Oh, well, no, hold up. They're in the Atlantic Ocean. They're damn near East Africa. And you flew or what? I don't know how you got there. I don't know how you got or how you wasn't detected. If you travel there by water, that's a long ass way to go. You know what I mean? I don't know if the Earth that the Avengers go through had the same tunnels as Godzilla. You know what I mean? Or anything. But how did you get there that fast? You know what I mean? So the reason so you're telling me that has been the first time you that came up out of the water was then? You ain't seen nothing since then. You ain't seen black people going to slavery. You ain't noticed your people went into slavery. And then there was another group of people that looked just like these Wakandans that went into slavery. You say you missed all of that. You just now popping up. Man, stop it. Not that he went on Spirit. Oh, yes. Marvel just took Black Panther Wakanda Forever, wax taking off the timeline. Make it, this is bothersome when I think about it.
Given everything I've already went over, I think for this comment...
Goodbye, sir. I will not even dignify that argument with a response.
And nothing happened to them. He's referring to Wakanda right now. The first part of the movie is stuff happening to them. Them and their vibranium were being targeted by different governments knowing they can't fight back. I said, that's great, champ. Unfortunately, that's 8 years after the world already knew about Wakanda.
Exactly.
Which further proves my point. They've been targeting Wakanda for years. Someone just wasn't paying attention. Brother, the fuck do you mean this further proves your point? We haven't seen literally anyone target Wakanda outside of one single Black Ops team from France. And disregarding the fact that this is another problem with the movie that I will get to later, this happens at the beginning of the fucking movie, which again means Wakanda has been public knowledge for 8+ years. And Namor also doesn't even mention that he has knowledge of this.
Now, comic book fans, put it in the comment section during... we're not gonna bring up who shall not be named. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If you've read comics, especially Black Panther comics, during Priest run or Hunter's run, did Wakanda ever just be out in the open like this where, you could just walk up to Wakanda and just go get some Starbucks or Wakanda Bucks or whatever they got over there? Would go to Wakanda land? Has that ever been that open? Put in the comment section, let me know how let me know what you think or if that's true. Put it in the comment section.
Attack happening to them in the beginning of the movie. He doesn't even use this as a case for his argument at any point in the entire movie. The only reason he planned said attack was because Wakanda revealed themselves, and none of this would have happened if Wakanda just stayed quiet. The world was legit preparing to make them an op. Yeah, so this whole comment thread is pretty self-explanatory as the response and rebuttal is right there. So anyways, let's move on.
Oh my God.
Oh, what is it you're holding?
Oh my God, I can't. All right, let's keep going. Shit.
Of the movie is Namor talking to both Shuri and Queen Ramonda. And yet again, neither of them try to appeal to the obvious fact that the Americans could have already duplicated the technology, so killing Riri is ultimately pointless, or the fact that starting a war with Wakanda could reveal them to the world anyway, or the fact that they themselves, Wakanda, haven't been invaded for fucking 8+ years by the world, other than one fucking small time by a small Black Ops group. And guess what? They don't even have to fucking mention that, because Namor doesn't know what happened. The efforts that the Wakandans take to avoid this war are so consistently stupid throughout the movie, but that's something we, again, will get more into later in the video.
I'm telling you, there is a lot. The script of this movie is so bad. I don't know why people keep saying, bring Ryan Coogler's back. Bring Ryan Coogler back. No, leave him. Let him do his version of Blade. Let him do the movies he do. The writing that he provides as a comic book movie sucks. It sucks. It is terrible. It is not a good comic book movie. It is just stuff happening. It is bad, and I'm so glad he's pulling this out.
Then Namor floods Wakanda. And I've already explained the other problems within this, but we have even bigger issues present. One, not only does he punch M'Baku, and M'Baku somehow is still alive after this. Two, he still wants Riri dead, yet he leaves her there alive after killing Queen Ramonda. 3, he gives Wakanda a fucking week's time to prepare for another fight with Talokan. Once again, not only is this completely fucking stupid, but even if we run with Namor stupidly thinking he would be able to take on the world in a war, why the hell would he give Wakanda a whole week to possibly coordinate with the governments around the world? But also, I don't know, the fucking Avengers? And this doesn't really have anything to do with Namor, but I guess I might as well point this out now. Wakanda stupidly literally doesn't do anything before this, but also after this. They barely take any preparations for the attack that they know is about to happen. They don't even upgrade their security to stop Namor from breaking in the same way he did last time. Then we move on to the final battle of the movie, which had...
Like, we literally seen in Avengers Infinity War that they could put a shield up and that you have to go underground. You're telling me you couldn't put a shield up to your water borders because there is a water tribe there. There's the water tribe is there. That if I'm not mistaken, and the border tribe. So you're telling me that you couldn't get the water tribe and the border tribe together so you could be able to put new fencing around your water? Because the guy just flooded it. So you're saying you couldn't put a fence up so water couldn't get around there, a vibranium barrier? You literally just had, Thanos and his troops, trying to come down there and break into there with no avail, but water balloons and a flood. Jeez, I do not like this movie at all. I don't like this movie. I don't. It irritates my soul.
Has a shit ton of problems, but we'll get on to that stuff later. But not only is Namor struggling with taking on a small Wakandan army, but he's also struggling in a fight with a weaker Iron Man and fucking Black Panther, who's on the same level as like Captain America. And Shuri is an even less capable fighter than T'Challa. But I think this really puts into perspective how fucking dumb it is that Namor even has the idea in his head that he would be able to take on the world. Let's take a look at all the Avengers slash superheroes alone in the MCU at this current state that Namor should reasonably know about. Strange and the Sorcerers, Thor, Valkyrie and New Asgard, Wakanda, Spider-Man, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Hulk, War Machine, Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch. And before anyone mentions the events of Multiverse of Madness, there's no fucking way that Namor would have possibly known about that. Anyways, there's multiple characters here that alone would be enough to solo Namor and his entire fucking society. Exactly. And this is without mentioning the militaries and military technology around the world. Like, what the hell is Namor even going to do against a nuke? Well, I guess the end of the movie answers that question. Bro got taken out by a fucking air fryer, which I also want to point out. Something...
Bruh, hold. I gotta rewind that. Hey, I gotta rewind that. He killed that one. Hold up. He said, bro got what?
Scarlet Witch. And before anyone mentions the events of Multiverse of Madness, there's no fucking way that Namor would have possibly known about that. Anyways, there's multiple characters here that alone would be enough to solo Namor and his entire fucking society. And this is without mentioning the militaries and military technology around the world. Like, what the hell is Namor even going to do against a nuke? Well, I guess the end of the movie answers that question. Bro got taken out by a fucking air fryer, which I also want to point out. Something else I don't...
Oh my God. Oh my God. He's not lying. She basically turned this ship into an air fryer. It's literally one of the funniest things about, for one, what he just said, but it was true. I'm like, when I was watching this movie, I was like, this has got to be one of the dumbest ways to get eliminated out. You're just going to dry him out. A sauna, yeah. A sauna. It's literally got to be one of the stupidest ways that it's like what it is somebody didn't read a comic book and see all the you know, the ways to defeat Namor or to make him strong or whatever. It's like, let's throw this idea out there. Let's go with it. It's stupid. What she was gonna turn Namor into like what, catfish jerky or something? Like,
don't like before moving on. But the way Namor gets taken out at the end is just so fucking lame. The final fight between him and Shuri is so fucking ass, even from an action perspective. Maybe not ass, but it's just very mid. Then in the final scene we get with Namor, he has, I guess, a moment of change where he uses his brain for the first time in the movie for a second. He realizes that instead of trying to fight Wakanda, he can now use them as an ally and stay hidden still. Wow, what a fucking realization, Namor. If only there was a way to easily figure this out at the beginning of the movie.
Exactly. If he would have just talked to them like normal people at the beginning of the movie, you don't even have this movie. But again, they were too busy showing you. See, this is the problem with this movie. And let me do this. The problem with this movie is that they spent way too much time telling you we're gonna kill your black superhero, and you better like this black woman as Black Panther because she was in the comics, even though in that same comic T'Challa was still around, but you better like it or you're sexist. They were too busy selling you on the death of the first black superhero in mainstream comics instead of telling you a complete story. Instead of telling you a complex story, you know, of reason and understanding, and maybe there was some misunderstanding within that, and that's how we got into conflict. No, let me sell you on the death of Chadwick Boseman, because remember, he was the Black Panther. Remember, he walked on water. He was Jesus. There's no way his brother would know, you know what I'm saying, that he would want the character to be recast, which his brother Derek Boseman did say. But then Nate Moore, on the same day that they announced Thaddeus Ross is getting recast by Harrison Ford, sat up there and told E-Man, said, "Hey man, here, look. Chadwick walked on water. You know he fed the multitude? Do you know that he came up and died for our sins? There's no way we're gonna recast that." But, oh, man, you got to get ready, man, because remember, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross and Sam Wilson, they had a little conflict. So, man, I can't wait for the Thunderbolts. That's what they sold you on. And you wonder why this movie is trash. Trash can, garbage pail juice with the maggots in it. This is garbage pail juice because I know what they sold you on. And a lot of black people will still defend this movie, will still defend them killing a black male superhero when we seen Kevin Conroy die and they didn't stop the voice acting of Batman. Matter of fact, Jason Ackles took over from Supernatural. He's the new Batman. And then they're still sprinkling in more Batmans. But that is not Batman. And for me, Kevin Conroy is the definitive voice for Batman. That has stopped them. You know what I mean? They sold you on this. And a lot of people just bought it hook, line, and sinker. There's no way that I can support that. There's no way. Matter of fact, I'll put it to you like this before we get back to the video. Superman Returns reminds me of what the idea that they were going to have for Black Panther Wakanda Forever with Chadwick Boseman's character, because they were still going to introduce him having a son, right? Just like a little movie like called Superman Returns had, when Superman got a bastard son out here. But you know what they did not do with Superman Returns? Oh, Superman was there. He was just played by Brandon Roth. But it's the continuation of Superman 2. And guess what happened to Christopher Reeves? Unfortunately, he passed away. And that did not stop them for doing another Superman. Even though they had a bastard Superman child, they did not make the bastard child Superman. Let me get off my horse. Let me get off my horse. I'm just saying, y'all. Let's keep going because this is still a lot more. About 15 minutes left of this video, but I got time today. I got time.
Only other characters would have used their brains to explain this to you, Namor. But guess what? He still doesn't even fully change because he still thinks now that him and Wakanda are teamed up that they could take on the world. And he also doesn't come to the simple realization that slavery pretty much doesn't exist anymore. But I guess that's too much to ask from someone so fucking stupid. Now let's get into the problems surrounding the characters and the overall plot.
You might think you know Bespoke Post.
Jeez. This mug is riddled with ads. He got paid off
into
this.
One of the Wakandan vaults. How the fuck did these guys break into this lab? This means that Wakanda either has very shitty security for this facility, which makes them look stupid, but I'm assuming the facility has security and is made out of vibranium and has vibranium weapons. So I really don't know how the hell these guys even managed to break into this place.
They literally nerfed everything about Wakanda that they tried to set up in the first movie. Or matter of fact, not them, what Captain America with the Russo brothers set up. This is trash.
Then moving on, Shuri, Okoye, and the Queen are talking about the vibranium detector. And for some reason, they're surprised by the fact that the Americans were able to make a vibranium detector. Yes, I don't know if you know this, but giving America access to your technology through helping them might entail that making something to track the material would be possible, even though it already has been made, and they should know this, but I digress. They then go to have a talk with Ross. And I don't know why this movie and the first movie are just so fine with calling Ross a colonizer. They call him this shit for literally no reason other than the fact that I guess he's white and is from America. They don't call any.
It's stupid. It's literally stupid. Poor writing. That's what it is. It's poor writing.
Anyone else this, like Killmonger, for example, even when they think he's from America, or Claw, or Steve, or Bucky, even though, to be fair, I don't know if Claw's from America. I don't think he is. But Steve and Bucky still stand. So would, like, Tony Stark and, you know, other Avengers and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying. But I'm genuinely confused why they do this with Ross. Even at the end of the movie, Okoye is like, a colonizer in chains. I never thought I would see the day. And I'm just sitting here like, what? Imagine if they put this kind of connotation on any other race, just because they've had negative attachments to their country or nationality's history. It's just strange to me why there's a double standard with this. But anyways, on to even bigger problems in this moment. Ross is told by Shuri that Wakanda wasn't the one who did the attack on the boat. And for some reason, despite knowing that Wakanda is a good nation that wouldn't kill innocent people like that, and even mentioning this later to his own government, how he thinks of Wakanda, he still for some reason assumed they did this attack for some reason, which just feels completely out of character for him. And
maybe that explains why he was a Skrull during Secret Invasion, but that show was dumb too. So your guess is as good as mine.
When going to get Riri, Shuri and Okoye completely changed the plan of bringing the scientist to Namor after saying that it was only a 19-year-old kid who made the device. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? What's the difference between a 19-year-old college kid and a 30-year-old? This implies that they wouldn't have changed if it was an older person, which also feels completely out of character for Shuri and Okoye. And then Shuri wants to remain discreet, yet judging by how easily Riri recognizes her, we can tell she's something of a public figure in the world. So I don't know why Shuri takes her glasses off when walking to Riri's room. That part of it's not that big of an issue, I agree, but it is just weird. Also, if Ross and the government know about this kid, why don't they just confront her non-aggressively at her school? This is on top of the fact that later in the film, she says there's a whole YouTube account dedicated to spottings of her in her Iron Man suit, yet for some reason, the government does nothing about this.
It's literally, I'm trying to tell you, this movie is just, God. It is literally got to be one of the silliest movies when you start breaking down plot points, the writing, just logic, the things that have happened in other movies to get to this point and that's funny. If you notice over here, they got Tom Holland and Chris Evans and face over here. I don't know who edited this, but that's hilarious.
Look at how the government reacted with Iron Man, and this was with S.H.I.E.L.D. covering his tracks at the time when they needed to. Yet for some reason now in the MCU, when they have even better surveillance technology, they just now so happen to find her at this point in the movie. And when they do, they start immediately acting hostile and going to question her for literally no reason. Also, if the government used her design to track vibranium and they want to make more of these devices, once again, why would they have not already approached Riri for a job about this? Then we get to this car chase, and for some reason,
let me, Dr. Carpy. Nate Moore himself said they didn't have to do this movie. He said Disney said you're not obligated to do this movie. Nate Moore wanted to do this movie. Disney didn't say, "Hey, we need a Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We need a part 2." They say you're not under. They could have waited. You already had a dedication to Chadwick Boseman on ABC. You immediately came out and said that Chadwick Boseman his portrayal of T'Challa just superseded every iteration of T'Challa everywhere. You're telling me that he superseded the original comics that was written by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Okay. Yeah, it was superseded Christopher Priest. Reginald Hunt and Dom I forgot his last name. All these other writers besides he who shall not be named. He just supersedes all of this stuff. All him being in the Fantastic Four. You know what I'm saying? Him being in a cameo in the X-Men animated series. Him being in the Black Panthers, Ultimate Black Panthers Adventures. He supersedes all of that, right? So we're not even going to recast. You set this movie up for failure, and then you just wrote it half-heartedly. You know what I mean? Hell, the star of the movie really didn't want to film because of COVID and what she felt about COVID. So you just made something. And then you pulled on the heartstrings of Black people who went to go see Black Panther, the first movie, because that was the first time not the first time, but when you see a major Black superhero, I'm not taking anything away from Meteor Man, because Meteor Man was before his time. I'm not taking anything away from Blade, because that was before his time. But Black Panther is a little bbit different because of what the character is supposed to represent. Not being a baby daddy, not being whatever, not getting just beat the hell up in your own movie and being gone in a coma for 2.5 acts. You know what I mean? Being an intelligent, wise, crafty king that is also a strategist and basically Batman, but Black Panther, because Black Panther can beat Batman's ass. That's what he's supposed to be. And he's supposed to be a representation of what non-stereotype Black people should look like, especially Black men. Nope. Let's make a movie.
And Riri decides to carpet bomb a bunch of innocent cops.
Hey, no worries. I got a special delivery for y'all in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. It literally killed innocent people.
What the fuck? All right.
I know that the cops ran away, but in this scene, you can clearly tell that Riri doesn't care if she hits them or not, and they're just doing their job.
Ta-Nehisi Coates too, but I was actually trying to get the ones who paved the way before the Black Panther movie came out. That's what I was trying to get to. Don McGregor. That's what I was trying to get to. All the people who came before the movie dropped.
And I've already talked about the other problems within this sequence of the movie in the Namor section of the video, so moving on.
Why did no one tell Missouri drivers about this?
Oh, Jesus Lord.
Shuri was taken by the water people, and for some stupid fucking reason, she decides to fire Okoye, even though she literally was placed into a 1v4 fight with superhumans.
The fuck we talking about? Fire all of them. Clean house. fucking garbage ass team.
Even after Shuri gets taken back to Wakanda from Namor's place, the Queen still doesn't even apologize to Okoye. There's no resolution with this. The film doesn't seem to think that what she's doing right now is wrong, so I can't even accept the defense that, oh, she's just emotional in the moment, even though she would literally need Okoye for the impending war and conflict that's arising. And Ramonda also only just now starts tracking Shuri's Kamoyo beads the next day. Then her stupid ass decides to get Nakia to come along on the mission to get Shuri back, and instead of trying to negotiate peacefully before the infiltration mission, she sends Nakia in there, which would just start a conflict. And Nakia just goes in there guns blazing pretty much instead of trying to be stealthy when saving Shuri, which makes her kill one of the water people, leading into the stupidity from Namor, which we've already talked about. But I also don't know how the fuck Nakia was even able to get here without being spotted, but whatever. Then Namor attacks Wakanda. Queen Ramonda is just sitting in her throne room. She doesn't move to somewhere safer for some reason. And when he starts attacking the window to the room she's...
And where's it? And what I don't understand is if the queen is vulnerable, the princess is gone, where the hell is the security at? They had more security for when Trump got shot in the ear than Wakanda did, while the queen is sitting there while they're getting attacked. Dumb.
They don't even run away. Like, oh my god. And after this attack, the news somehow knows Queen Ramonda is dead. And something I also forgot to mention is the fact that the US is about to start a war with Wakanda until Ross talks them down from it, all because they think Wakanda might have attacked one of their vessels. Why the fuck are they trying to start a war with Wakanda right now without even trying to be diplomatic first or actually figuring out for sure if they actually did this attack? Also, this lady from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I forget her name, literally has Ross's conversation with Queen Ramonda bugged, yet during the conversation with Ross, Ramonda mentions that there was another party involved, so how the fuck does this lady not know that Wakanda isn't the only suspect for this attack? And
I'm trying to tell you, this movie is really bad. This movie is a really bad Black Panther movie. I wouldn't have cared if this was called something else. Because this is called Black Panther Wakanda Forever, this is terrible.
Also, why is Ross being charged for treason despite her having that information? Then Shuri remakes the heart-shaped herb. And despite the fact that they know they're about to fight a bunch of superhumans and Namor, she doesn't supply other people with these abilities for some fucking reason. She instead only gives Okoye and Nakia suits that give them superhuman strength. And I can understand the whole there's only supposed to be one Black Panther thing, da-da-da-da-da. But this is a threat worse than anything they've ever seen before, and they don't even know if they can win this alone. Outside of maybe the Infinity War battle, but obviously they didn't have the heart-shaped herb at that point. And even if they did, they have the fucking Avengers fighting with them in that fight. And obviously, fucking Wakanda still hasn't even called the Avengers yet on their part in this scenario.
And you know what? I'm gonna bring this up too, because this doesn't make any sense. Remember Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when they went and found Bucky Barnes just hanging out? Just yeah, rules. The Marcus McFeely needs this to fix this. But remember, they went and found Bucky, just, hanging out. Went, the Wakandans, they know what's going on. Remember to give him his vibranium arm? So when this was going down, you're telling me you couldn't go get Bucky? This is stupid.
But we've already gone over how stupid that is. Then, when talking things over with the Wakandan council, these people in this council are so fucking stupid. First of all, one of them says, we don't know how to find them, despite the fact that Nakia literally went to Talokan. Then another one of them says, you are calling for Namor's head when his only crime was intimidation.
He flooded he flooded Wakanda. This is again, I'm trying to tell you, this is again why T'Challa needed to be there. For one, a new writer needed to be on this movie, but T'Challa would not. Well, let me take that back, because this would have been T'Challa. You know what I mean? Making this stupid ass decision. You know what I mean? Because Ryan Coogler would have wrote it that way, where technically T'Challa not none of this. He would have beat the. Well, let me take that back, because with Namor and T'Challa, when they go head to head, they go head to head, and it's good shit. You know what I'm saying? But Black Panther still would have got the upper hand. You know what I mean? But to have obvious stuff happen in this movie, and they make everybody incompetent is beyond me. And people bought this movie hook, line, and sinker just because black people is in it. I'm sorry, just because black people is in it, just because you call it Black Panther does not make it a good movie. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. Jeez.
Do I even need to explain how fucking stupid that is to the person watching this video right now? This is quite literally the single dumbest line of dialogue I have ever heard in my entire 20 years and 10 months on this earth. And
God, he's
nobody
young.
even remarks at the dumb shit either of these people just said. Not even Shuri when Namor just murdered her fucking mom. Then we move on to the final battle and their plan to capture Namor. There are so many issues with this final battle despite it being a pretty cool set piece. Number one, their grand plan to capture the god of...
Now, did you see how they had the boat cloaked, right? So you're telling me that you couldn't cloak the borders just like how they did when they flew in the first Black Panther movie when it looked like trees and shit and he just came in? You know the fish man is there. Cuckoo Khan, do you know what I'm doing to my border? Trump will be happy because I'm closing that shit up. You know what I mean? If I'm T'Challa, ain't nobody getting in there. Hell, if I'm Shuri, ain't nobody getting in here because I'm closing all the borders. You know what I mean? Anything that got a body of water next to it is going to be cloaked, and I'm going to have I'm going to make sure that my forces is cut from that. We don't need to do no challenge day. We don't need to go do none of that. You know what I mean? But anybody coming into Wakanda is not going to get in that way. He gonna have to get through. He gonna have to get through the toilet. That's how he got to get through the sewage system. Have fun with that, Namor. You gonna be smelling what the Ninja Turtles really supposed to smell like. Come on, dog. This is stupid.
Of the seas is to go into the middle of the ocean. Just let that sink in for a second. Their plan to fight the water people is to go into the middle of the ocean. They use some sound wave device to try and disorient the water people, even though that they know Talokan literally has the technology to destroy this thing. So also, why would they not use the frequency that disoriented the vibranium in Black Panther 1 since they know the water people are using vibranium? This wouldn't even affect them either since it's in the water, and they could have just used a different material for the ship. The second problem with this is Shuri implements flight tech into the power armor for Okoye and Nakia, yet doesn't do the same for her Black Panther suit. Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm glad it kind of went to there, and because even in the comics, when T'Challa made all of the vibranium just inept, it made it worthless, made it useless. It pissed off the people. It pissed off the people of Wakanda. You know, and that was during Doom War, but it made sense. I don't want Doom to have my vibranium, so I shut it down. And again, they made sure. This is why I don't like this movie in the portrayal of Shuri in this movie, because they made Shuri smarter than Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. That's what they pitched, basically, right? She was smarter than both of them, right? So you're telling me, it says, especially because that smartness is supposed to go to T'Challa, because that's T'Challa in the comics. Call a duck a duck. That's T'Challa in the comics, right? And you're telling me when you pulled up that Avengers versus X-Men that you didn't go to Doom War and say, you know what? Let's make all of this inept. And let's use another metal to fight these dummies with. Because then they're going to be able to use their vibranium. It would have made way more sense. And I'm not going to use the same, suit that this vibranium suit. I don't have to no more. I got the heart-shaped herb. You know what I mean? Let's fight one-on-one. I can still put myself in the suit, but, we can fight one-on-one. It would have made more sense. You know what I'm saying? And then you can see a warrior's journey because you see her training. There's so much you could have did with this script, but Ryan Coogler let us down. Yep.
To put him in a fucking air fryer instead of, I don't know, just burning him alive with something like a flamethrower, similar to what she does at the end of the fight. And yes, I understand that they're draining the water in his cells or whatever, and it's probably really hot in that little box. And I understand that Namor is weakened throughout the fight, but Shuri doesn't even attempt this. Why don't they just have a bunch of vibranium bullets that just shoot at Namor when he's inside the heat room? He's dead. If they do that, he's fucking dead. The fourth problem is, for some reason, Okoye and Nakia just so happen to show up later in this fight. Where the fuck were you this whole time? And then the fifth and final problem. At the end of the fight, Shuri just fucking lets Namor go, despite the fact that he could just come back and start another war and come back even stronger this time with more of his army. And I can hear some people saying, oh, well, if they captured Namor, then this would start a war anyway. Okay, and if Talokan tries to do that, then say you will kill Namor if they even try. And explain to them that you don't want to start a war, but Namor's going to have to spend time in prison for his crimes.
Like what they did with Ulysses Claw. But again, throw this out the window.
And the lack of trust that they should have with him at this point. This would be like at the end of Civil War, that after, T'Challa accepts his revenge bad arc, he's just like, yeah, go ahead, Zemo, you're free to go, man.
Exactly.
We don't need you anymore.
I'm glad he brought that in because I forgot about Bear Zemo was in a Wakanda prison. He went to jail. He went back. He went to a Wakanda prison, but he went to jail. Like, he went to jail.
You can go. But Shuri does this with someone who's an even bigger threat. But
stupid.
Okay. Anyways, before Namor and Shuri arrive to stop the fight that's going on, despite the fact that there's 10 to 20 Wakandan soldiers left, the water people are just slowly backing them down instead of, I don't know, throwing more water bombs or throwing their spears or using guns, which for some reason, the water people haven't created guns yet for some undisclosed reason, which is stupid in and of itself, but whatever. And despite the fact that Riri, Okoye, and Nakia can all fly right now and shoot at them, they are sitting there holding their ground for some fucking reason and not really doing shit to fight back. And the other Wakandans aren't firing the projectiles from their spears either. This movie is something else. As I was going through the final battle again, I noticed even more issues. First of all, Namor has the drop on Shuri, and instead of going to recharge in the water and then going to fight Shuri, he just sneak attacks her. Second of all, we know the water people have the ability to mind control people into offing themselves, and they don't try to do that at all in this fight. And third, the Wakandans have invisibility tech, and I feel like the movie really needs to disclose this. I will go in good faith and be like, oh, maybe they can't miniaturize the tech. It's very unbelievable to me that with all the technology and the advancements that Wakanda has made, that they haven't found a way to miniaturize this. Again, I can go in good faith and be like, yeah, maybe
they could. This is the same people that had a Kimoyo bead that stopped Ross from dying. So you can literally make a smaller a smaller tech that can be cloaked. I mean, hell, Tony Stark has nanotech. You're telling me you're more advanced than him? This is dumb.
They can't miniaturize it this small yet, but it's just a little weird that the movie doesn't explain this, because it would be such a massive advantage to have in combat. Then to wrap things up with the movie, for some reason, they are still doing trial by combat to see who their leader will be, and I'll just let SK explain this one because he already has in his video on why this is stupid.
A major issue in the world building is the way in which Wakanda chooses its leader. So Wakanda has a challenge day where the king is decided through trial by combat.
YouTube is the #1 site for.
Jeez, this mug is.
Fighter who could easily be really stupid or really evil is going to be the one ruling Wakanda. The go-to defense I've seen for this is that the movie is about challenging traditions and accepting changes to the system. Now, here's why that doesn't really work. In Captain America Civil War, T'Challa was already chosen as the Black Panther, while his older and less abled father is leading the country as their king. That means King T'Chaka himself acknowledges that while he is...
Even though that was a terrible... if you're a comic book fan, you know that T'Chaka is the equivalent to Uncle Ben. You know what I mean? Which he dies very, 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 very early in T'Challa's life. I even in the original comic, I want to say T'Challa was probably, let's say he was 12 years old, 11, 12 years old. You know what I mean? That means he grew up without his father for that lengthy amount of time. You know what I mean? And why he got the best education, got the best training, all of that. You know what I mean? He still, he didn't have his father. And he should have been king of Wakanda at that particular time. You know what I mean? Talking to the UN or whatever. That's when he should have came out. You know what I mean? But never mind.
Isn't the best suited to fight, he's the best suited to lead. He himself understands the distinction, yet in the decades he spent as the king of Wakanda, he kept this law in place without any attempt to change this tradition, a tradition based in ideas that he himself doesn't believe in or follow. There's zero consistency in that decision. Furthermore, allowing this law to stick goes against his entire position on the Accords. King T'Chaka signed the Accords under the belief that the Avengers needed to practice restraint because of how powerful they are. He doesn't think the Avengers should be making these executive decisions without supervision, which means he believes that being the most powerful heroes in the world does not make them the most qualified decision makers.
And because we know that he signed the Accords, you're just going to open up Wakanda like nobody can come in here and whoop you, you know what I'm saying, if the UN gives the word. This is stupid.
Yes, I'm glad we agree. So why does he run his nation under the basis of maintaining tradition, which is the go-to defense people make for this? I understand that's the theme of the movie, but...
When stolen Wakandan vibranium was used to make a terrible weapon, we in Wakanda were forced to question our legacy. Goodwill mission from a country too long in the shadows. We will fight to improve the world we wish to join.
So this means that King T'Chaka himself, who was T'Challa's main inspiration, who was already challenging Wakandan traditions on the basis of the events of Age of Ultron, where their vibranium was stolen by Ultron, which nearly destroyed the entire world. He already believed they needed to step out of the shadows, question their legacy, and start improving the world with what they have to offer. Civil War very clearly set this up, but this movie dropped it. So the entire theme of this movie is pointless because they already would have been making changes to their system back in 2015, and the world building hinges on a massive character assassination of King T'Chaka.
And now in Wakanda Forever, you can apparently just have someone sub in for you, which is just like, you know what, never mind. Before I close things off, talking about what I actually do like about the movie, I just want to say that if you enjoyed this and would like to support me even further and get access to the comic I'm currently working on, I would appreciate it if you would head to my Patreon and help a brother out for as little as $1 a month. As far as what I like about the movie though, well, I like Shuri's character arc, even if she does do some dumb shit in the movie. I love M'Baku as a character. He still remains my favorite character within these two movies. The CGI, the set designs, costume and makeup, acting performances, and music are all great as well. But none of that saves this movie from its abysmal writing throughout. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and yeah.
Oh. This whole stop. Sorry, y'all, because that was in my ear. But let me get myself back up here. All right, so what did you guys think about this reaction? I know people like this movie. I don't at all. There's very good acting in it. But when it's overshadowed by stupid ass decisions that's behind the camera and in front of it, man, I cannot watch this. I can't watch the first 10 minutes of this movie, the first 20 minutes of this movie at all, because of the decision that they did with Chadwick Boseman. I can't support that. I'm sorry. I can't support that. I cannot. Because what do you think people would have did if they would have did this to Superman? After Christopher Reeves died, they was thinking about doing a Superman 2. And at the beginning of Superman 2, they literally have Superman die like Christopher Reeves, have them all in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Die from that. Have a mural all over the place. And then his son, his bastard son, takes over for him. And y'all think that that's okay. Y'all are, yeah, T'Challa Jr., he'll take it, he'll do it. Well, Superman Jr. was in Superman Returns, and he didn't take over. They wasn't like, no, Christopher Reeves died. We don't need Brandon Routh. Get that kid right there. Then you got to bash your kid. Matter of fact, let somebody else go against Lex Luthor this time. You know what I mean? Does he got a sister somewhere? Bring Supergirl in for this movie. Let Supergirl do this movie. You know what I'm saying? You know, she finds out that her brother had a bastard child out here by Lois Lane. You know what I mean? And let's raise him up to be the next Superman. Damn Kal-El, that's the next Superman. Do you know white folks would have... Let me shut up. So that's all I'm saying. There is, like I said, there's very good performances and all that. It's just overshadowed by silliness. It's just overshadowed by silliness. And I can't, or cousin, I said sister, cousin. But you know what I mean? Still, it don't even matter. It doesn't, because the silliness of this movie is so outrageous. It's beyond comprehension to me. It's legitimately beyond comprehension. But what did you guys think? Let me know, you know, how you guys feel about this movie. If you're watching this on a replay, I'm sorry that my videos are long, but you know what I mean? Exactly. D-Sizzle. Matter of fact, real quick, while I'm at it, let me show you what I think Kevin Feige said this. Let me just bring up this. Hold on. Let me see if I retweeted it or not. Oh yeah. Kevin Feige. Let me share my screen real quick. Kevin Feige says, and let me raise this up. Feige says Deadpool and Wolverine proves dead characters can make a return if great care is taken. Yet, you said nobody can be able to take over the mantle of what Chadwick Boseman did. You know what I mean? Chadwick Boseman, according to you, was Jesus. But you know, but now you're saying, oh, Tony Stark died. You know what? They can return. Wolverine dies in Logan. You know what? They can return. T'Challa, gotta keep him dead, dog. Gotta keep him dead. All right, what you guys think? Put in the comment section below. Let me know. And then go check out that brother's channel, Colin. I will tag him in this video, in this reaction. He did an excellent job. 20 years old, man. Did an excellent job with that. Very hilarious. But you already know what it's time for.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I probably won't have a live in the morning. I don't think I'm gonna have a live in the morning tomorrow because I'm going to get ready to see Deadpool Wolverine again. It depends on how I feel. Honestly, I might come in and give you kind of like my final thoughts before I get there. I don't know. But I want to prepare you. If I don't come on tomorrow, that's because I'm sleep trying to, you know, I got to get up. I just thought about that. I got to be up anyway. Never mind. That just threw that out the window. I forgot what I got to do tomorrow. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of The Dre Mac Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Where's my outro at? I got the forehead covered today. Let's go.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over?
What?
Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.